The room is silent, but the noise inside your head is deafening. It is 4 in the morning. The air is thin and cold, biting at your skin like a blade that hasn't yet found its mark. You are lying there, staring at the ceiling, feeling the weight of the world and the even heavier weight of your own inertia. The darkness is not just in the room, it is in the space between your thoughts. This is the gray hour. This is the moment where most men lose the war before they even put their feet on the floor. You feel the pull of the sheets, the deceptive warmth of the blankets. They feel like safety, but they are a shroud. Every muscle in your body is pleading for more time. Your mind, that treacherous architect of mediocrity, is already building a case for why today doesn't matter. It whispers that you are tired. It reminds you of the long hours you worked yesterday. It suggests that one more hour of sleep is the logical, healthy choice. This is the first lie. This is the birth of the excuse. The excuse is a parasite. It lives in the shadows of your doubt, feeding on your potential until there is nothing left but a shell of the man you were meant to be. It doesn't arrive with a roar. It doesn't come as a villain you can easily recognize. It comes as a friend. It comes as a reasonable suggestion. It tells you that you can start tomorrow. It tells you that the conditions aren't right. It tells you that you are only human. But you are not just any human. You are the descendant of those who survived the ice. You carry the genetic code of those who crossed oceans in wooden boats, guided by nothing but the stars and a refusal to be conquered by the horizon. To listen to the excuse is to commit treason against your blood. It is a slow, quiet suicide of the soul. Stand up. Do not think. Thinking is where the excuse finds its leverage. Movement is the only cure. Feel the floor, cold and unforgiving, beneath your feet. Let that chill be the first spark. The war has begun, and the enemy is not the world outside. The enemy is the man you see in the mirror when you are at your weakest. We live in an age of softness. We are surrounded by a culture that celebrates the path of least resistance. We have traded our swords for screens and our hunger for comfort. We are told that it is okay to give up, that self-care means self-indulgence, and that our feelings are more important than our duties. This is a poison that has seeped into the marrow of the modern man. We have forgotten that we are meant to be builders, protectors, and warriors. We have been domesticated, told to sit still and wait for permission to lead. But a man does not find his purpose in a state of rest. He finds it in the struggle. He finds it in the friction between who he is and who he must become. The excuses you make are the bars of the cage you have built for yourself. You say you don't have the time, yet you bleed hours into the void of the digital world. You say you don't have the resources, yet you haven't even used the strength in your own hands. You are waiting for a sign, for a mentor, for a lucky break. You are waiting for a wind that will never blow. Steel is not made by gentle hands. It is made in the furnace. It is beaten into shape by the hammer. It is quenched in the cold water until it learns to hold an edge. Your character is no different. Every time you push through the desire to quit, you are striking the iron. Every time you choose the difficult path over the easy one, you are refining the grain of your soul. The pain you feel is not a sign to stop. It is the sensation of weakness leaving the body. It is the burning away of the dross. We have become afraid of suffering. We treat it like an intruder, something to be avoided at all costs. But suffering is the most honest teacher you will ever have. It does not lie to you. It does not flatter you. It shows you exactly who you are, when the masks are stripped away, when your lungs are burning and your heart is hammering against your ribs like a trapped bird, that is when you meet your true self. Are you the man who bows his head, or are you the man who finds another gear? The storm is not something to be survived. The storm is something to be commanded. Imagine the great sea, black and churning under a sky that has forgotten the sun. The waves are mountains of cold death, crashing against the hull of your life. The modern man prays for the storm to pass. He huddles in the dark, hoping the timbers hold. But the warrior heart knows that the storm is a gift. It is the only thing powerful enough to test the strength of the ship. If you never face the gale, you will never know if you are seaworthy. You will spend your life in the harbor, safe and stagnant, watching the paint peel and the wood rot. A ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are built for. You were built for the deep water. You were built for the horizon. The excuses are the anchors that keep you tethered to the mud. Cut them. Let the rope snap. Let the weight sink into the depths. You do not need the safety of the shore. You need the fury of the voyage. The internal war is a silent one. No one sees the battles you fight in the early hours or the late nights. No one sees the moments where you almost broke, but decided to hold the line for one more minute. This is the discipline of the shadow. It is easy to be strong when people are watching. It is easy to act like a leader when the lights are on and the crowd is cheering. But your true identity is forged in the dark. It is forged in the moments when you are alone, and the temptation to slack off is at its highest. Discipline is not a one-time event. It is 1,000 small decisions, stacked one on top of the other, until they form a wall that no excuse can climb. It is the choice to eat what fuels you instead of what comforts you. It is the choice to train when you are sore. It is the choice to speak the truth when a lie would be easier. Honor is not a medal you wear on your chest. It is a standard you uphold when no one is there to judge you but your own conscience. Why do we fail? We fail because we negotiate with our goals. We treat our dreams like a business deal where we can trim the costs. We think we can get 80% of the result with 50% of the effort. We look for shortcuts. We look for hacks. But there are no hacks for the soul. There is no shortcut to greatness. The path is exactly as long as it needs to be. Every step is necessary. Every drop of sweat is a down payment on the man you want to be. When you negotiate with your discipline, you are negotiating your own worth. You are saying that your legacy is worth less than an hour of comfort. You are saying that your children's future is worth less than a moment of ease. Stop negotiating. The price is the price. You must pay it in full, every single day. The market of life does not take IOUs. It only accepts the currency of action. Look at your hands. They are the tools of creation or the instruments of your own undoing. Every day you are either building a monument or digging a grave. There is no middle ground. Stagnation is an illusion. If you are not moving forward, the current of the world is carrying you backward. The modern world wants you passive. It wants you to be a consumer, a follower, a number. It wants you to believe that your circumstances define you. But you are the architect of your own fate. Your circumstances are merely the raw material. If you find yourself in a wasteland, build an empire from the sand. If you find yourself in the dark, be the light that others follow. A warrior does not complain about the terrain. He masters it. He doesn't complain about the weapon he is given. He becomes the weapon. Think of those who came before you. Think of the men who stood on the edge of the world and didn't blink. They didn't have the comforts you take for granted. They didn't have the technology that makes your life effortless. They had their will, their brothers, and their word. They understood that life is a brief flash of lightning in an eternal night. They didn't waste time on excuses because they knew that time is the only resource that cannot be reclaimed. Every excuse you make is a betrayal of the ancestors who suffered so that you could exist. They didn't endure the frost and the hunger so that you could sit on a couch and complain about your feelings. They didn't fight the beasts of the wild so that you could be conquered by a notification on a screen. You are the tip of a spear that has been traveling through time for thousands of years. Do not let the tip be blunt. Do not let the shaft be weak. Weak men wait for the right moment. Warriors make the moment right. You think you need to feel motivated to act. This is a fallacy. Motivation is a fair weather friend. It is there when the sun is shining and your pockets are full. But when the rain starts and the wolves are howling, motivation will leave you. Discipline is the brother who stays. Discipline is the one who picks up the shield when the arm is tired. You don't need to feel like doing it. You just need to do it. The feeling follows the action, not the other way around. Action is the spark that creates the fire. If you wait for the fire to start before you add the wood, you will die of the cold. Build the pyre, lay the logs, strike the flint. The warmth will come, but only after you have done the work. The excuse is often born from fear. Fear of failure, yes, but more often, fear of success. Success brings responsibility. If you become the man you are capable of being, you can no longer hide. You can no longer blame others for your situation. You become the one that others lean on. You become the one who has to make the hard calls. This scares the modern man. He would rather stay small and safe than stand tall and be a target. But there is no safety in smallness. The world will crush the small without even noticing. The only true safety is in strength. The only true security is in being so capable, so disciplined, and so dangerous to the status quo that you cannot be ignored. Honor is not found in the absence of fear. It is found in the mastery of it. It is found in the decision to move forward even when your knees are shaking and your mind is screaming for you to turn back. Listen to the silence of the forest. The trees do not ask for permission to grow. They do exhausted by the sun or the rain. They simply reach for the sky, pushing through the soil, competing for the light. They endure the seasons without complaint. You must be like the ancient oak. You must be rooted so deeply in your purpose that no storm can topple you. You must grow despite the rocks in your path. You must realize that the obstacles are not blocking the path. They are the path. Each challenge you face is an opportunity to prove your worth. Each failure is a lesson in strategy. The man who has never failed is a man who has never tried anything worthy of his soul. Failure is not the enemy. The excuse you make for the failure is the enemy. Rise, learn, and strike again. The only way to lose is to stay down. Modernity has lied to you. It has told you that you are a victim. It has told you that you are entitled to happiness. It has told you that you should be comfortable in your own skin, even if that skin is soft and weak. I tell you that you should be uncomfortable. You should be haunted by the gap between who you are and who you could be. That discomfort is your internal compass. It is telling you that there is more work to be done. Do not numb that pain with distractions. Do not drown it in vice. Lean into it. Let it drive you. A man who is satisfied is a man who is finished. A warrior is never finished. There is always another mountain. There is always another skill to master. There is always another level of discipline to reach. This is not a burden. It is the highest privilege. To have a purpose that is greater than your own comfort is what it means to truly be alive. The warrior spirit is not about violence. It is about the preservation of order in the face of chaos. It is about the protection of those who cannot protect themselves. It is about the pursuit of excellence for the sake of the tribe, for the sake of the legacy. When you make an excuse, you are not just failing yourself. You are failing everyone who depends on you. You are failing the family that looks to you for strength. You are failing the community that needs leaders. You are failing the future generations who will look back at your life as an example. What kind of example will you be? Will you be the man who gave in when things got hard? Or will you be the man who stood like a rock against the tide? The choices you make today are the bricks in the foundation of your legacy. Choose wisely. The blood in your veins is old. It has seen the rise and fall of empires. It has survived plagues and wars and the crushing weight of time. It is not the blood of a coward. It is not the blood of a man who makes excuses. It is the blood of the hunter, the voyager, the king. It is time to wake that blood up. It is time to stop apologizing for your ambition. It is time to stop asking for permission to be great. The world does not give you what you want. It gives you what you demand through your actions. If you want respect, be respectable. If you want strength, be strong. If you want honor, live with integrity. There are no secrets. There are no shortcuts. There is only the work and the refusal to let the enemy within win the day. As the sun begins to break over the horizon, the gray hour ends. The world wakes up, and the noise of the masses begins to fill the air. They will spend their day complaining. They will spend their day making excuses for why they are stuck, why they are unhappy, why they are tired. Let them. That is their path. Your path is different. You have seen the enemy. You have heard its whispers, and you have chosen to silence them. You have recognized that every excuse is a brick in a wall that separates you from your destiny. You have decided to tear that wall down. The air is still cold, but you no longer feel the bite. You feel the fire. It is a slow, steady burn that started in the center of your will and is now spreading to every limb. This is the transition from the boy to the man, from the follower to the leader, from the victim to the warrior. It is a quiet transformation. It doesn't need a parade. It doesn't need a social media post. It is a pact made in the silence of your own heart. You are a man of your word, and your word to yourself is the most important one you will ever keep. The day ahead will be difficult. There will be moments where the excuses try to return. They will be more clever next time. They will try to wear you down through attrition. But you are ready. You have forged your mind into a fortress. You have sharpened your discipline into a blade. You know that the struggle is the source of your power. When the day ends and the fire burns low, you will look back not on what you gained, but on what you overcame. You will look at the scars on your hands and the weariness in your bones with a sense of profound peace. It is the peace of a man who has done his duty. It is the peace of a man who has looked the enemy in the eye and refused to blink. Your legacy is not something that happens after you die. Your legacy is happening right now. It is in the way you carry yourself. It is in the way you handle pressure. It is in the way you refuse to let your spirit be broken by the mundane or the monumental. You are the master of the long ship. You are the commander of the storm. Leave the excuses in the dark where they belong. Step into the light of your own potential. The world is waiting for men of character. It is waiting for men who do not bend to the wind. It is waiting for you. Walk with your head high, your heart steady, and your resolve unshakable. The internal war is won one moment at a time. This moment is yours. The next moment is yours. Own them all. Be the man your ancestors dreamed of. Be the man your descendants will speak of with pride. The era of the excuse is over. The era of the warrior has begun. Go forth and conquer the only enemy that ever truly mattered, the one within.